Hey guys, it's Heather, and so the question is, how did I find Bubba the Bus, the perfect tiny living space for me? And the story may sound a little crazy, a little out there, and it kind of is, I'm not gonna lie, but either you'll dig it or you won't. I would love to hear how you found your tiny living spaces, but here's how I found mine. There's a ton of websites. There's Craigslist, there's eBay, and there's lots of websites that are specifically devoted to buses and conversions and this kind of thing. The problem with those for me is that I'm not mechanically knowledgeable enough to know if I'm getting a good deal or if I'm getting ripped off, quite frankly. So I never really felt at ease with doing it that way. What I did was a vision board. And yes, I know it sounds a little crazy, but it worked. So I did this vision board. I put buses, I put pictures of the United States, and then I took my vision board and I put it in my yoga space. So each day I had this real mindful intention of drawing and bringing into my universe, into my space, the perfect tiny living for me. And one day I'll never forget it because I was in mountain pose, and all of a sudden the name Bubba came to me. And I was like, I just stopped and I wrote on my vision board, the South. Because let's face it, I mean, with a name like Bubba, you know he's coming from the South. So one of the things I had wanted to do last year was I'd wanted to go across the country on a train. So I bought an Amtrak train ticket, and I did exactly that. I started in San Francisco, I went all the way to New York. I went to a ton of amazing places, Chicago, and just tons of places. One of them obviously is Nashville. And on my last day in Nashville, I got on Craigslist and there was a bus. So I asked my friend Lulu if she would, be game for taking me over there to check it out. And she did. And I met the people who have the bus. And the moment we came around the corner and I saw this bus, I was like, oh my gosh, that's my bus. Now, Bubba was used as a tailgating bus for the Tennessee Titans, the football team. So he doesn't really have very many miles on him. He's at 1989, he has 100,000 miles, so that's really not very many. So anyway, we got in the bus, we drove him around, I fell in love. I asked Mark if I could take him to a private independent mechanic and have him checked out. Mark was totally down for it. So I did that. He got a clean bill of health. I brought him back and I paid for this bus. And I have not regretted it. Then I said to Mark, hey, so I'm not quite done with my train trip. Can I leave him here and you can store him for me for a couple months? And he was down for that too. So a couple months later, after I was all done with my train, I came back to Nashville. I got Bubba, put on new tires, new lease on life, and drove him back across the country. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Bob Lyons and to Mark and to Connie and to Debbie Pruitt and to Junior, because they're the ones who were the previous owners of Bubba, the previous family of Bubba, and they just treated him so well, and they treated me so fair and just so wonderfully, and I am forever indebted to you guys. So thank you, and until next year when I see you in Nashville.